So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Donaldson threatening to collapse Stormont over the Northern Ireland Protocol. The DUP are not happy, especially given that Frost has essentially backed away from using his version of Article 16, his interpretation of it. So Donaldson is not happy, but we can talk about further. The DUP are very angry about the situation, but we'll get there when we get there. And this article is from the 12th of December. I know some people grow concerned about the dates, especially around the Northern Ireland stuff. So I'll try and remember to mention the date for more of these kind of Northern Ireland specific videos, or sort of Northern Ireland Protocol specific videos. So the Desperate Unionist Party leader has again said that the Northern Ireland political institutions could be collapsed over a lack of progress in removing what he called the Irish Sea border. So essentially, if he was going to do this, he would have done this by now.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
So which tells me that he's not planning on doing it, especially because the Assembly, he's going to lose, potentially the DUP are going to lose their massive vote share in the next election. Donaldson criticised Prime Minister Johnson for his lack of action on the post-Brexit protocol, which he said was not sustainable. The significance of the letter was played down in Dublin, where there was a view in government circles that Donaldson was talking to his members in a measured tone and that it leaves wiggle room for whatever develops. So him publicly saying, this will not do and I will collapse Stormont, and then telling, DUP members that, you're calm, let's not do anything stupid here. In the letter seen by the Press Association's news agency, Donaldson said he had challenged Johnson in the House of Commons about the lack of movement on the Irish Sea border being removed. His answer was a standard reply with little sign of movement that is not sustainable, he wrote, because Johnson is backing away from this. Surprisingly, he's not looking to sabre-rattle that much more. I have given space for talks, Donaldson says. I've been reasonable. Have you, though? But Brussels is being unreasonable. They're really not. These talks cannot go on for years. Well, they're going to go on till next year anyways. The Prime Minister must realise if there is no progress, there is progress being made. They're making progress on medicines and agri-foods. As I said on September 9th, our continued participation in political institutions that are being used to impose the protocol is not sustainable. The Northern Ireland Assembly Stormont isn't really implementing that much of the Northern Ireland Protocol. There are some of the stuff that Donaldson has control over, I think things like border posts, but Stormont's not massively used to implement the Northern Ireland Protocol as far as I know of. Johnson told Donaldson on Wednesday that he believed the Northern Ireland Protocol could be worked differently, but that the EU had to be convinced of this. No. They are offering changes in rules and things like that, but they're not, could be worked differently, not massively. He did not rule out the use of Article 16, lol. He kind of has. Well, Frost has really come closer towards that, which would suspend elements of the protocol, but you have to give 1 month's notice. If talks with the EU do not progress, and they are progressing. Reckless. Other Northern Irish parties took a dim view of Donaldson's letter, with Sinn Féin Deputy First Minister Michelle O'Neill accusing the DUP of recklessness in the midst of a pandemic, which is true, because if they close Stormont, as she says, it would disrupt critical budget allocations needed to bolster our health services, especially as we go into another wave of the pandemic. Closing Stormont now would be incredibly, incredibly irresponsible, and would not be in the best interest of the people in Northern Ireland, in my opinion. The Ulster Unionist Party, Doug Beattie, said, I have to reiterate my belief that collapsing Stormont will be bad for the people of Northern Ireland and for unionism. It will do nothing to address the protocol. And this is coming from another unionist party saying, don't do this. Alliance MP Stephen Farry said, this is tedious and repetitive. It's true. How many seasons have we gone through of Donaldson threatening to collapse Stormont? He's been saying this since October, I think. It would be a massive own goal for the DUP and destructive for Northern Ireland. I don't think the people in Northern Ireland would favour closing Stormont, but again, without speaking to people in Northern Ireland, it's quite difficult to make assumptions. Well, a government source said Dublin was focused on how the ongoing negotiations between the EU and the UK were progressing, and noted there had been some limited progress, which it appears to be mostly on medicines. The Irish Times reported on Friday that Britain had dropped its demands for the role of the ECJ, that the ECJ must be removed from the protocol. It's something we've covered. So Frost has dropped that demand. A senior British government official said London still believed the protocol's governance arrangements were unsustainable in the long term, but acknowledged the Commission had no mandate to renegotiate the protocol. So that means by the UK acknowledging the Commission has no mandate to renegotiate the protocol, they can't make or ask the EU to implement things that would force the rewriting of the protocol. That's what the government has essentially admitted there. Britain has now agreed to limit negotiations to the issues both sides agree were creating difficulties, such as access to medicines and the burden of customs and regulatory checks on goods. Because, as we've mentioned before, people in Northern Ireland don't really care about the ECJ. They're not the ones causing the problems. Never have been. It's a red herring. It's the customs checks and the medicines that have been the issues. And this is something the EU have been trying to help us deal with all year round. Minister for Foreign Affairs, Simon Coveney, his department, a spokeswoman for his department said, "We welcome the fact that the EU-UK talks on the implementation of the protocol are continuing. A positive outcome remains our objective, and we wish to see substantive progress and joint tangible solutions." So the EU are very much focused on trying to get some solutions for Northern Ireland, and Frost has had to do a massive climb down. And the thing is, with Frost setting that pedestal so high, saying, "Oh, you need to get rid of the ECJ," and all of this stuff, and then climbing back down, it makes him look very stupid, especially because it looks like he's been feeding, the Tories been feeding that kind of rhetoric back to the DUP, and the DUP feed that back to, the Unionists in Northern Ireland. So it makes the DUP look incredibly weak, but also puts, that group of Unionists, the desperate ones, in a more precarious position, because the more they think that politics isn't working, because they want to get rid of the Northern Ireland Protocol for political reasons, for ideological reasons, not for actual economic or any other reason apart from they want to be closer to GB and further away from Ireland. And the problem is the Northern Ireland Protocol puts them closer to Ireland and the rest of the EU and takes them away from GB. At least that's my kind of reading of it. But Donaldson's not happy. The DUP are furious. So we'll cover that article about the DUP in another video. So let me know what you think in the comments below, especially if you're Irish or in Northern Ireland. Let me know what you think. Your insights would be greatly appreciated. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Support the channel on Patreon if you can. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one.